top of the table over in the Dutchlands, of course, as we have a title race on our hands between Ajax and PSV. But who's going to take advantage this weekend? We're going to get into it next. Another prediction video today. We look forward to match number 28 over in the A-Blade on the Shader Eredivisie, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe and get you bang to all things Dutch football related, Baba Rose related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one roof. That's right. Of course, just 2 points separate Ajax, and of course from PSV. And of course for the race for the title, which is of course well on track over in the Dutchlands. And of course, what about the race for the drop? We'll take a look at it, all of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They're the patrons, guys. Thank you for loving, of course, behind the scenes. But anyway, let's get cracking. Of course, we are into a brand new month, the month of April, of course, and we're going to take a little look at how we all got on last round then. But of course, before that, let's have a look at the results. So here we go. Of course, pre-international break, here they come. Ajax against Feyenoord, goals galore in that one. 5-goal thriller, 3-2 in the end for Ajax. So a big result for them as they remain at top of the pops. Meanwhile, Utrecht lost to Groningen, 3-1 loss there. Of course, go ahead, Eagles picked up a 3-0 win over Cambuur. Meanwhile, NEC Nijmegen picked up a draw with Sparta Rotterdam. PSV Eindhoven with a 5-0 demolition, of course, for Fortuna Sittard as well. Heerenveen, of course, 2-0 winners over Heracles Almelo. Twente, my boys, with a 1-0 win over Zwolle. Vitesse Arnhem with, of course, a 2-1 loss, to RKC Waalwijk. And down the foot there, Willem II did draw with AZ Alkmaar in the end. Bit of a shocker there, but a big result for Wilhelm, a point in the bag as well. Let's take a look at the table. Here it is. Of course, Ajax, of course, 2 points clear over PSV. Of course, got a bit of a gap between themselves and Feyenoord in third. And moving up to fourth is FC Twente. They can actually make a push for third if results go their way. So we'll have to see how all that pans out. Down the foot of the table, of course, Zwolle going down. Sparta Rotterdam also in a bit of trouble. Fortuna Sittard as well. And you can't rule out Willem II or Waalwijk or Heracles Almelo in a very, very tight relegation scrapperoo there. That's, of course, the state of play there. What about our own prediction league? Well, this past week, Nanakem got himself 8 bins there, guys. Well done to him as he smashed it this past week. So, of course, big shout out to him, and, of course, big shout out to the patrons who are doing very, very well. What about the mini leaderboard then? Well, the mini leaderboard is the leaderboard from the second half of the season, and right here, right now, it's Jurgen. 56 points on the board for the second half of the season, so well done to you. Russell Frost up there in second, and Hans Wurst is up there in third in a tier, and well done to him. Of course, now it's, of course, the time of the month, or the time of the year, or whatever it is, to announce the winner of the Predictor of the Month for the month of March. Of course, that person is the person or persons that accumulated the most points over the course of the month of March. So, here is that person, or persons. Oh, I stalled you there, stalled you. It's 3 Pete's, that's right. Vinny Hong, JSPCC are great, and Russell Frost. Well done to all 3 idiots there for getting top bins for the month of March. And there you go, into the Wall of Fame there. Of course, it's getting quite stacked there, quite a colourful looking Wall of Fame for the Eredivisie. So well done to you guys. There's not many doubles in there. I think Nanakem's got a couple of doubles. That's pretty much it, really. It's very, very tight. Could be anybody's guess. But of course, let's take a look at, of course, who is actually winning the prediction league for the Dutchlands. Now, this is not 100% just yet, but at the moment, it is Nanakem with a 12-point cushion over Deepak the Great, who's in second spot with Frosty's up there in joint second as well. It's not 100%, but of course, it's very, very close to being 100%. So, we will clean all that up properly before the end of the campaign. There's just a little element of surprise, you know. Deepak the Great might have created a second, or it has made a couple of spaces in his name, and he might actually have another 22 points lingering down there. You just don't know. So we'll find all that out, of course, when we get towards the end of the season, of course. Anyway, get involved. Cutly4/Touch. There's not much left, but of course, if you start today, you could win the month of April, and of course, you could be in a chance with a shout with a prize there. So let's get into it. Of course, next round of matches, which are these. So let's get into it. Now, these will take place, of course, from the weekend of the 2nd of April, all the way through to the 3rd of April. So let's get into the first one, which will be AZ Alkmaar coming up against Vitesse Arnhem. A bit of a zinger. And this one, of course, play each other 50 times in 1996. 23 wins for AZ, 50 wins for Vitesse, and of course 12 draws. Of course, just 1 win and 6th of AZ Alkmaar right now. 33% form up against the Vitesse side, also without a win in 4. They've actually won 2, lost 2, and drawn 2 over the last 6. However, winless in 4. Last time they played each other in AZ was a 3-1 win. That was back in December 2020. 2020, the reverse fixture over in Vitesse, of course, was a 0-0 draw back in, of course, November 2021. Of course, Arnhem with, of course, a 2-1 loss against Waalwijk last round. Of course, AZ with a draw against Wilhelm. Of course, got knocked out by Glimt in the Europa Conference League, didn't they? Kicking off all though the odds for this one, we have AZ 13-8 on for the victory, 3-1 is your draw, and 4-1 is your long shots. Of course, back, of course, the hosts here with a 2-1 win for them to get back to winning ways. Next up, we have Groningen against Ajax, of course, and that'll be over in Groningen. I'm having a little trouble. There it is. Of course, I couldn't see it. But of course, coming at you on Saturday, April the 2nd. Now, these two sides have played each other 57 times in 1993. 8 wins for Groningen, 42 wins for Ajax, and 7 draws, of course. Without a win without a defeat in 5 now. Groningen, 67% fall for them, winning 3 of the last 4. Up against the Ajax side, have just lost 1 to the past 5 for them. 67% fall for them also. Last time around, over in Groningen, was a 1-win for Groningen. That was back in October 2020. The reverse fixture, though, in Amsterdam was a 3-0 win for Amsterdam back in September 2021. Ajax coming to on the back of the 3-2 win over Feyenoord. Groningen picking up a 3-1 win over Utrecht. The odds here, 12-1 is your Groningen, of course, 5-1 on is your Ajax, and 11-2 is your draw. I'm going to back, of course, Ajax here with a 2-0 win for them to remain top of the pops, of course. Kicking off with Feyenoord up against Willem II, of course. Let's get into this one. Of course, also on Saturday, April the 2nd. Now, these two sides have played each other 55 times in 1993. 37 wins for Feyenoord, 10 wins for Wilhelm, and there's been 8 draws. Just 1 defeat, though, the past 5 for Feyenoord. Of course, 58% form for them. Up against the Wilhelm II side, where they're winning at least six matches. 17% form for them at the moment. Last time picture in Feyenoord was a 5-0 win for Feyenoord. In fact, Feyenoord have scored, 13 goals over the last 3 games against Wilhelm. And of course, it doesn't end there. Meanwhile, Feyenoord coming to on the back of that 3-2 loss against Ajax. Of course, Wilhelm with a 2-2 draw against AZ Alkmaar. The odds here, 7-1 on for Feyenoord, 6-1 is your draw, 16-1 is your long shots. That's, of course, Wilhelm II. Going to go with a 3-1 win for the hosts here. Some more goals on the tally there. Next up, of course, we have Fortuna Sittard. They're going to be taking on Heracles Almelo. That's coming at you on Sunday, April the 3rd. Now, these two sides have played each other 13 times since 2003. 2 wins for Sittard, 9 wins for Almelo, and 2 draws, of course. 1-3 loss, 3 Sittard for the last 6. 50% form, just 1 win in 5 for Heracles Almelo, 42% form for them at the moment. Last time played each other over in Sittard, it was a 1-0 win for Heracles Almelo. That was back in February 2021. The reverse fixture, though, in November was a 3-1 win for Heracles Almelo this season. Heracles Almelo with a 2-0 loss against Heerenveen and haven't scored in back-to-back games. In fact, Meanwhile, Sittard coming to us on the back of a 5-0 drubbing by PSV last time around. The odds here coming at you for Fortuna Sittard are actually 13-8 for the victory, 9-4 is your draw, 13-8 is your away. It's quite tight in the bookies on this one. Going to go with a draw myself. 1-1 right down the middle. Cannot separate the two sides. Can you? Kick it off forward. PEC Zwolle, they're going to be locking arms up against Go Ahead Eagles coming at you on Sunday, April the 3rd. Now, these two sides will play each other 27 times since 2003. 17 wins for Zwolle, 7 wins for Go Ahead Eagles, and 3 draws, of course. Just 1 win and 6 for Zwolle right now. That's 25% form. Up against the Go Ahead Eagles side, who have won 2, lost 2, and drawn 2 over the last 6. That's 50% form, of course. Just 1 win and 4, though, if you want to look at it a different way. Kicking on forward, though, the last time I played each other over in Zwolle, it was a 3-1 win for Zwolle. That was back in October 2016. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture over in Go Ahead Eagles, of course, was a 1-0 win back in September this season. The Eagles coming in with a 3-0 win over Cambuur. Of course, Zwolle did lose to Heerenveen and haven't scored in back-to-back games now. Kicking on forward, though, the odds, even Stevens is your Zwolle, 13-5 is your Go Ahead Eagles, and 13-5 is your draw. I'm going to back the away side here with a 1-0 win for them over Zwolle to take the 3 points. Kicking on forward, RKC Waalwijk up against Utrecht. Let's get into this one now, of course, over at the Manka Stadion. Played each other 43 times since 1993. 12 wins for Waalwijk, 24 wins for Utrecht, and 7 draws, of course. Just 1 win and 6, though, for Utrecht right now, 33% form. Up against the Utrecht side, of course, just 1 win and 6, also 33% form for them as well. Last time they played each other over in Waalwijk, it was a 2-1 win for Utrecht. That was back in March 2021. The reverse fixture in Utrecht was a 2-2 draw back in September. Utrecht with a 3-1 loss against Groningen, of course, Waalwijk with a 2-1 win over Vitesse. They're coming to us on back-to-back games, an unbeaten run of back-to-back games. Of course, coming at you, though, RKC, 11-4 for the victory, 11-10 on is your Utrecht, and 11-4 is your draw. Back the away side here, 2-1 win for them to get the 3 points as well. Cambuur, they're going to be looking on up against, of course, NEC Nijmegen. Of course, this game last season was, of course, in the Zweite Tier, the Eredivisie. Of course, played each other 19 times in 1988, 5 wins apiece and 9 draws. Just 1 win in the last 6 for Cambuur right now, 17% form. Up against the Nijmegen side, also 1 win in the last 6, 33% form for them at the moment. Last time played each other over in, where were we looking at? Cambuur in the league was way back in, of course, August 2020 in the Eredivisie. However, they did play each other twice this season already. Once in Nijmegen with a 3-2 win for Cambuur, but also once in Cambuur was a 2-1 win for Nijmegen. That was in the KTV Becker round of 32. Nijmegen with a 0-0 draw against Sparta last time round. Cambuur with a 3-0 loss against Go Ahead Eagles last time round. The odds here, But we've got Cambuur 64 for the victory, 25 is your draw, 7-4 is your away win. That is Nijmegen. Going to go, of course, a 2-1 win for the hosts here, and of course to keep the heat on and maybe stick around for another season in the top tier. Sparta Rotterdam up against Heerenveen, of course, on Sunday, April the 3rd. Now these two sides have played 37 times since 1983. 9 wins for Sparta, 19 wins for Heerenveen, and 9 draws. Just one defeat past 4 though for Sparta right now, 42% form for them. Up against the Heerenveen side, of course, unbeaten in the last 4, 50% form. However, 1-2 lost 2 and draw 2 over the last 6. Coming at you though, last time around at Sparta was a 4-1 win for Heerenveen. That was, of course, back in November 2020. The reverse fixture in Heerenveen was, of course, back in December. That was a 0-0 draw. Sparta, of course, coming to this on the back of a 0-0 draw. Never conceded a goal in back-to-back games. Heerenveen coming to this also clean sheets galore with their 4 on the spin for them in all competitions, and they come to this 4 games unbeaten. I think that might be a friendly, but that doesn't really count. But anyway, Sparta 23-20 for the victory. 23-10 is your Heerenveen. 12-5 is the draw. Back, of course, the draw here. 0-0 in the end. Points bet. And then we end up with a zinger chicken dinner. Of course, we've got 20 up against PSV Eindhoven. Of course, 20 my boys. And of course, PSV trying to go for the title. Lose this, and it's probably over for them. Now, they played each other 58 times in 1984. 8 wins for Twente, 29 wins for PSV, and 21 draws. Of course, 75% forward for Twente right now. Of course, just one defeat past 6 up against the PSV side. Of course, unbeaten in the last 6, if not more than that. 1-5 on the last 6. 92% form. Last time I played each other in Twente was a draw. That's back in November 2020. The reverse fixture was at PSV back in, of course, October. 7-goal thriller. 5-2 it was for PSV. PSV, of course, 5-0 winners over Sittard last time around. Of course, Twente played Dusseldorf in a friendly, but of course prior to that they did beat Zwolle a 1-0 last time around. Of course, the odds on this one then for the zinger chicken dinner, we have, of course, PSV 11-8 on for the victory, 23 is your 20, and 11-4 is your draw. Of course, my boys 20 here. Do I, of course, go with my heart or go with my head? I'm going to go with my head with a 3-1 win for PSV to keep at the heat with Ajax, of course. That's the state of play there. Get of course, involved. Cut your 4 Dutch. It is free. Get your name and likes, and see you next time around when, of course, we come back for the next round of matches. But until then, guys, smash the thumbs up, smash the subscribe, check the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Facebook, and also on Patreon. But until then, boys, we're done for this. We're done right now.